stream, so this is maybe a first or a second. I think it's working, so let's find out. I've got a bunch of stuff here. These were all the titles I purchased during the Barnes & Noble 50% off sale on Criterions. So, kind of excited to share these with you. Let's see, in no particular order. First off, Andrei Tarkovsky's Stalker. One I didn't own, and one I wanted to see. It's a lengthy film. I did watch it. It's from 1979, 161 minutes. I'll give you an idea what it's like inside. Yeah, you've got the disc. And then there is a pamphlet, that's what I'm going to call these, where they open up. Don't really care for these all that much, but they do have information in them, so it's not terrible. Long film, like I said, 161 minutes. It's in color. It's monaural. It's got Russian language with English subtitles, and it's a 1.37 to 1 aspect ratio. Yeah, it's really philosophical, I guess, if you like that. And of course, if you like Tarkovsky, you'll know it's going to be slow paced, lots of long shots, dripping water and things like that. But I don't mean to, it's an interesting movie. I've watched it once, so I don't think I'm qualified to give a movie like this a review at this point. I'd have to watch it at least one more time. What I will say is my first impression was I took breaks. I watched about the first half one night and then roughly the second half the second night. I am not 100% sure of all the meanings that Tarkovsky wanted to get across in this film. But I will say that the three characters all have very clear viewpoints on why they're there, what they might represent. And they're there in a post-apocalyptic world looking for a room in an area made up of buildings and tunnels and wide open landscape. Looking for a room where supposedly your dreams or wishes could come true. Your one dream or your one wish, you may not even know what it is. You may think it's riches and it may be something else, may come true. So that's what they're looking for. Whether they get it or not, I have to watch the movie. And then you can tell me what you think. Okay, and if you have seen the movie, I'm curious what you do think. You can message me here and we can chat about it, or you can send me an email, I suppose, deanofdvd@gmail. So, next one that I picked up, these are not necessarily in any order. Let's make sure I have them all. I think I do. What I really wanted, and I've been wanting since it came out, I just hadn't picked it up yet. But I was really excited to have this on Criterion. And that is Bob Dylan's Don't Look Back. You know what? Let me get rid of this right here. That will help. Bob Dylan's Don't Look Back, one of the best biographies, documentaries, I should say, in rock is Don't Look Back by Bob Dylan. D.A. Pennebaker is the director, and yeah, great stuff. Of course, D.A. Pennebaker did a lot of documentaries, Woodstock and others. Great stuff, though. This is a 4K digital transfer. It's got a ton of extras on it. Documentaries, interviews, conversation between a music critic, Greil Marcus, and Pennebaker from 2010. Alternate version of the film Subterranean Homesick Blues Cut Card Sequence. You're probably familiar with that from the video that was done on that particular song. But great stuff. Dylan in rare form. Back in those days, he was a lot funnier. Did a lot more interviews. Well, did more interviews than he does now. And interesting stuff. And then Dylan from relatively recent years is in here too, commenting on the various things. So that is interesting. Another one is, I really wanted this one because it's It's something totally different from what I have. It's from 1964. 92 minutes in color, 5.1 surround sound in French with English subtitles. Although the French that is here is not spoken. It's all sung. And of course, I'm talking about Jacques Demy's probably greatest film, I think, starring the luminescent Catherine Deneuve. That is, The Umbrellas of Sherborg. If you haven't seen this movie, I do recommend it. It is a musical, but Michel Legrand did the music. And just gorgeous, gorgeous music in this. Everybody sings everything. There's not one spoken dialogue, one spoken line of dialogue in this film. 2K digital restoration, 5.1 surround, DTS HD master audio. It's a documentary, Once Upon a Time, a 2008 documentary about this film. Interview 2004 with the film scholar Rodney Hill regarding this. It was a television interview from 1964 featuring director Jacques Demy and composer Michel Legrand discussing the film. Audio recordings of interviews with actress Catherine Deneuve from 1983 and from Legrand from 1991. At the National Film Theatre in London. Restoration demonstration on this film. See how much it was improved, and it was quite a bit. But yeah, Catherine Deneuve, one of the most beautiful women ever. Right up there with Grace Kelly. I'm talking about actresses. Grace Kelly, Jane Fonda. The next one we'll take a look at, which is Bridgette Bardot. They say this maybe hit one of her greatest roles, and this is La Vérité, or The Truth. It is a courtroom drama. She's accused of murder. Yeah, good stuff. This is Henri-Georges Clouzot, who directed this. It's from 1960, 128 minutes. It's a long film, black and white. It's binaural. It's in French with English subtitles. 1.66 to 1 aspect ratio. This has got also a pamphlet. Like at the other side. Kind of cool, I think. I didn't talk about I should have. Should give you a quick look at the Bob Dylan Don't Look Back. It's got the little cardboard thing. I should say little. The cardboard. And then inside you've got the disc. And you've got the cards. The photos of the cards from Subterranean Homesick Blues. So that's that right there. Kind of cool. And then a really nice booklet. This is a true booklet. In a booklet versus a pamphlet, to me, it's got staples in it, and you turn it like a book. But this is some great stuff in here. Great stuff in here. I can go through the whole thing, and I'll just pick a couple pages so you can see. I really recommend, all these. I mean, I wouldn't have bought them if I didn't think they were worth owning, but some of the packaging on these things, the Dylan one in particular is really nice. See if I can comment when the packaging is kind of superlative. I would say that is the case with the Dylan. La Vérité got the pamphlet, like I said. The Umbrellas of Sherborg has a pamphlet. There's the inside of that. I'm not doing spine numbers. It's easy enough to figure what those are. I know a lot of people do that, but I'm skipping over that. This is one of my favorite comedies. It's in my top 25 anyway. Lost in America. It's a great comedy. Starring Albert Brooks, who wrote it. And also Julie Haggerty is director approved by Albert Brooks. The nice thing when the director's still alive, like in this case, you can get some current things. And there are some conversations with Brooks and filmmaker Robert Weide, W-E-I-D-E, Wide, maybe. New interviews with actor Julie Haggerty, executive producer Herb Nanas, and filmmaker and screenwriter James L. Brooks. Yeah, Albert Brooks wrote this, though, did he not? I think he did. Yeah, written by Albert Brooks, yeah. I thought so. They drop out of society because he loses his job. Not because they want to drop out of society, but they just decide to. He thinks it's a great idea. Now he's lost his job. And so they go off in search of America. Get the big old RV and take it down the road. Find the American dream. Interesting stuff. Um, next up, I had this on DVD, sold it some time ago with the idea of getting this when it came out. It came out, I never got it. I wasn't in a big rush. I'd seen the movie tons of times, but I wanted to pick it up. It's a good presentation. By the way, Lost in America is a pamphlet. Well, it's a pretty nice pamphlet, actually, but it's a pamphlet. Kind of plain on the inside, but it's a good movie. I did tell you it's 91 minutes, 1985, color, 1.85 to 1 aspect ratio. Okay, next one. Silence of the Lambs. I do like this package. There's a ton of extras on this, by the way. Audio commentaries featuring Jonathan Demme, who's the director, Jodie Foster and Anthony Hopkins, screenwriter Ted Talley, and former FBI agent John Douglas. That's pretty cool. That's an audio commentary, by the way. There's also interviews from 2005 with Demme and Foster. 4 different documentaries featuring hours of interviews with cast and crew. Behind-the-scenes featurette. And let's take a look at the inside. So this is one that slides out. I like these better than these, but these are going to last much better. Probably they're going to wear better. This is so I will tell you this one's spine number 13 just because it's so old. So this is cool. It's got the butterfly image. If you open it up, you've got 2 discs here. One that is the movie itself, and one with all the extras. So that's kind of cool. And then, yeah, another book. Another booklet. 55, 56 pages. Pretty cool. It's in the front. Yeah, pretty cool in the front. I love this movie. It's been a while since I saw it. It's kind of creepy. The character of Hannibal Lecter. I mean, has there been a creepier character? I don't know. This guy was really creepy. Yet he could talk to you in such a way that was scary, yet also kind of compelling, or fascinating, or interesting, I suppose. Yeah, great book. Give me a quick couple pages here. I guess I showed you a little. Plenty of writing, plenty of pictures. Good stuff. That is The Silence of the Lambs. Why are they screaming, Clarice? Okay. Next. I didn't have anything. Oh, I did. I'm sorry. I had a Yi by Edward Yang, but I didn't have anything else. And I wanted this one. I'm really glad I got it. It's kind of a long movie, but it's really good. It's set in Taiwan, I believe. Yeah, set in Taiwan. In the early 60s, late 50s, early 60s. And this is 1991, 236 minutes. So this is a long film. It's monaural, it's in color. Monaural in Mandarin and Taiwanese with English subtitles. It's 1.85 to 1 aspect ratio. So it's going to look a lot like what we expect widescreen to look like. Black bars and all that good stuff. It's really good. It's also got a booklet. I'm sorry, a pamphlet. It tells the story of a young man. 2 discs. It tells the story of a young man who is growing up in this era, and is a student. Shang Shang, by the way, stars, and he was in a number of different films, but this is his first film. His dad was in it too, playing his father. His father was also an actor. This is his first shot at acting, and it's interesting because there's some interviews on the disc here where he talks about how the director Edward Yang was a very serious person, but how he employed various techniques. For instance, there was one scene where he was supposed to come across death and be kind of bewildered by it and not know how to handle it, and in order to have the actor do that, he had him locked in a room for a while, yelled and screamed at him, and so on, and had him in a dark room for like an hour before the shot. Took him right out immediately, and put him into the situation, and came across this dead body, and the reaction was then one that had kind of been cultivated. And it's very effective. I don't know if he could have done it another way, but that's how he chose to do it. It's interesting to hear some of that. So the young man is involved in some gang type situations. Not exactly what you'd picture in today's gangs, but similar enough where there's that aspect of violence and banging heads and types of things like that. So all while in a military school, overseen by the military. So you don't mess with the military. It's called A Brighter Summer Day, a reference to the Elvis Presley song. Yeah. Are You Lonesome Tonight is the song. I should mention it. Are You Lonesome Tonight is the song. And I used to think it said A Bright Summer Day, but in the film, they're listening to the record, and she said, I'm pretty sure it's A Brighter Summer Day. And sure is. So that's the actual lyrics, A Brighter Summer Day. So, Edward Yang, A Brighter Summer Day. Great film. Highly recommend this one. I recommend all these. I wouldn't have bought them otherwise. Next. This one I didn't know if I was going to buy or not, but I did. Obviously. It's more recent. I guess the most recent film other than this might have been Silence of the Lambs, I guess. The rest of them are all older, and I tend to do that anyway. So this is from 2011, 139 minutes, color 5.1, surround sound, 1.85 to 1 aspect ratio. I've seen the movie 3 times now, I think. I'll probably watch this soon. A lot of good extras on it. It's Terrace Malik's Tree of Life. Love the cover on this. And another one of these cardboard things. I don't like how this one doesn't slide out as well as I would have liked. Kind of gets caught. It's because the packaging's got a little dented here, I think. These don't wear well. These don't wear well at all already. I mean, I just got this, and you can see it's already wearing, and not in good ways. The inside. To me, this is a. So you got 2 discs. It shows the. This one has the theatrical release, and then it has a director-approved release, I guess it's called, the extended version, which fills in some character information and some background, and not needed, but good. I think you'd find that it's a little different movie, depending on which one you watch, but both are good. Just longer with the extended version. Of course, this had Brad Pitt in it, and Jessica Chastain. Yeah, I believe that's her name. Yeah, I don't know why. For a second there, I had to think it was a Jessica. Lots of great images though in this. It reminded me, sort of like Boyhood. There's another one I probably get on. I don't have it on Criterion. I have it on regular Blu-ray, but I have this on regular Blu-ray too. I'll be selling that or giving it away. It reminded me of childhood. It just the scenes that play out that these boys go through, different experiences, just reminded me of childhood. And later on, as I looked at the adult scenes that they show, reminded me of my adult life in a lot of ways with various things that have happened. I haven't had the same types of things that happen in this movie, and I hope I'm a better father. Well, I hope he was a bad father. I'm a different father than this guy was, that's for sure. Great booklet, lots of cool pictures from the movie, and then of course there's also lots of essays as well. But The Tree of Life, good movie, maybe a genius movie. The more I watch it, the more I kind of think it is. My initial thought when I saw it was too long. As I watch it more, I don't think that as much anymore. I think it's a great movie, a good movie, maybe a great movie, maybe a masterpiece. Tree of Life. Definitely watch it though. If you haven't seen it, definitely watch it. When you get the Criterion or something else, and this one just arrived. I wanted this one for a while. I owned one of the movies here on DVD. Again, sold it with the idea that this was something I was going to pick up. I finally did. It's that's a whole bunch of minutes. I don't even know how many minutes this is. A ton of minutes. There's 4 movies. I don't think it has a total anywhere on it. That's okay by me. So Cardboard Case. This is Noel Howard, directed by David Lean, or David Lean directs Noel Howard, I should say. 4 movies in this, In Which We Serve, This Happy Breed, Blithe Spirit, and Brief Encounter, which is the one that I had. That's the one I had. All great. Let's take a look at each one. Each one comes in a cardboard sleeve. I don't mind these. Some people don't like it. I don't mind it at all. So this is In Which We Serve. This is a World War II. I have not seen this movie. I think it's a World War II movie, but it might be a World War I movie. No, I think it's World War II. No, it's probably World War One. Yeah, I think it's World War One. Anyway, this is a made in 1942, which is why I'm saying it was probably World War One. Black and white, monaural, 1.37 to 1, similar to your TV screen. And then this has got, let's take a look at the inside. Each one will have a little summary on the back, and then this one's got the artwork on the disc. Like I said, a summary on the back. And what I didn't expect and found, this one's got a booklet. Always prefer a booklet to not a booklet. Here's the, it's the same as the cover, is it not? No, it's not. It's a different cover. Different picture than the cover. But similar, showing Noel Coward and showing the director, David Lean. Like those. And then inside, there's a little thing on when Noel Coward met David Lean. And that was during World War II, I believe. There's a section in the front that has each movie title and the cast. So you've got In Which We Serve actually had Noel Coward in it as a captain. I'm not sure if Richard Attenborough was in it as a young Stoker. In This Happy Breed, it's got a list of Noel Coward was a producer for all these, which is kind of interesting. Brief Encounter had Trevor Howard in it, big star at the time. Rex Harrison was in Blithe Spirit, along with Margaret Rutherford. You'll know her when you see her. Constance Cummings. There's a number of actors and actresses that were fairly well known in the day. And then each one of the movies has an article written about it, and talks about the making of it and so on. For instance, here's Riskiest Thing I Ever Did, Notes on Brief Encounter. Story of an affair. So let's take a look at each one of these real quick. You've got This Happy Breed, a story of a British family going through like 2 decades. So it's a typical, I love movies like that. You know, just shows the family going through life. Back in the 30s? Back in the 20s. Then you've got Blithe Spirit, story of a seance that brings back a dead wife. And she, so this is comedic, obviously. She isn't really happy with Rex Harrison getting remarried. There's a seance. Cool stuff. And then finally, Brief Encounter, and really the one I purchased the first time on DVD and then wanted to have it again on Blu-ray. Great movie from 1945. All these were 40s. Yeah, I would recommend this set quite a bit. Quite a bit. And that is the haul. So, hope you enjoyed this. It's a little longer than I normally post. I usually try to do about 15 minutes, but that's why I did live, because I think if I don't do it live, I think it cuts off after about 10 minutes or so if I try to record it and then post it. So I want to do a live one. I doubt anybody's watching. I didn't even check to see if there's anybody watching it. I don't have the audience I used to have. I don't have now. I took a couple years off, so because I took a couple years off, I think I've lost some viewership. But I still have the subscribers, so hopefully they'll eventually see that I'm making some of these again, and word of mouth and so on will get some more viewers. But I appreciate your viewing. I appreciate your comments. Love to discuss this. I don't do this for money. I don't even do ads or anything. I just do it because I enjoy it, and hopefully you do too. So that's my Criterion haul. Hope you liked watching it. You can subscribe if you haven't seen this before, haven't seen me before. I'll do more of these. I'll do some best ofs. I've got a big collection, so I'll gladly show off a lot of it and talk about why I purchased things and why I'm glad I have it, or anything else you want me to talk about. All right, Dean of DVD. Take care.